Welcome to another episode of Brew and Review. I'm Brian
I'm Kelly.
for Short Circuited Brewers. In this show, we actually take a homebrew shop recipe or a homebrew kit and brew it ourselves, let you know what we think, let you know if you should buy it or if it's a good kit or not. And in this episode, we actually brewed two kits, two beers, and this beer that we're reviewing is the one that Kelly actually brewed by herself. It was a partial grain kit or like a extract kit. And let us know what you brewed.
Actually, it was really simple, effortless, basically. A lot of fun. But it's a shallow grave porter. And the extract is 10 pounds of ultralight malt. And I did have to read that because I can't believe 10 pounds, but it was 10 pounds. There's a chocolate malt in there. And there's also a black patent. And then 1 pound of crystal 40L.
And how much of the black patent and the chocolate malt were in it?
Oh, 8 ounces each.
Okay.
I can't tell you, it smelled so amazing, and just picking up the packs and the freshness, I was excited.
And then what hops were in the beer?
They were Columbus and Cascade. Cascade's one of my favorites. Columbus I was afraid of, not because it's bad. It's a lot of pine, and I am not really that kind of taste palette for a beer, but we just went with it.
Okay, and then what was the hop schedule on it as far as like how?
What, like 32?
No, I mean when did we put them in? What was the schedule as far as like when did we add the Columbus and then when we add the Cascade?
Honestly, I don't remember. It was my first time to brew by myself live. Thanks, Brian.
So the Columbus was a 60-minute boil.
First, yeah.
Yeah, it was a 60-minute boil.
Because it's stronger.
Right, and then
And the Cascade would be a compliment, so it would be after.
right, the Cascade was the last 15 minutes of the boil. One thing that we deviated from the recipe a little bit on was I wanted to try some no chill brewing, and so we actually did not chill the beer, and I think it contributed a little bit, probably contributed a little bit more bitterness.
And I was against that, but I said okay.
Well, I was afraid it might add a little bit of bitterness, and so we'll see how the beer actually turned out here in just a second. But everything went great. The original gravity on the beer was 1065, and we wound up with just a little bit over about 5.5 gallons, and it wound up.
7.
It wound up coming out at 1012 was what it fermented down to. I used US 05 in it for the fermentation. And it fermented for a long time. I mean, this beer, that 1065, it's got quite a bit of sugar in it. So
Our kitty, I mean, it made so much noise you could see the paw prints.
yeah, our cat was watching the fermentation as it was going on. So, well, let's get into the beer and then we can talk a little bit more about it.
Did it hit about 7%?
Yeah, it's like almost right on 7%.
Yeah.
And let's take a look and see what we got.
Good sipper.
All right. And I did use the Blickman Quick Carb on this and use the table that they have with the unit. I think it was about 12 or 13 PSI. And
how do you get that PSI? They tell you?
Yeah, there's a chart that comes with it, and it tells you for the amount of carbonation for the beer, what temperature the beer
That's
is.
the part that makes me nervous the most. After you brew something, you want it rightly carbonated, and 17 PSI, 11 PSI, 12 PSI.
Yeah.
I just want it to come out like this.
So it's a really nice dark black, almost inky, maybe a little bit of ruby brown in there, something like that.
I can smell it from.
Yep. But yeah, it's got a nice kind of a tan colored head on it. What'd you say?
Yeah.
And it doesn't hang around for a long time, but I mean I didn't carbonate it a lot because the porters usually aren't that carbonated. But let's get the nose on it.
I want some fish and chips.
Yeah, right.
Well, I like that with stout too, but.
What are you picking up on it?
Way over here, chocolate malt.
Yeah,
right away.
Actually, I think I pick up a little bit of that Cascade too. There's a little bit of that floral aroma from the Cascade, just kind of underneath that maltiness.
Cascade. I can't smell Cascade yet. I can't believe you can.
Oh, let's.
Wait a minute. Okay, I had to go there.
Okay.
I have my mind hooked on the chocolate, I guess.
All right, let's have a sip.
Okay, I'm not scared anymore. Yep, it's good. That is, wow. Okay, I can't believe Columbus is in there. So
Yeah, it actually.
Okay, now I can. but it's not stingy. It's not too piney. It is actually floral.
Yeah, and that might actually be some of that Cascade, because with doing the no chill, it did extract some bitterness from that. But I'm picking up a lot of I pick up the black patent malt in there. I get a little bit of that astringency. It's not overpowering though. It's just it's there. And then, excuse me, I get some of the hop bitterness as well. And that's really like kind of subdued. That's really kind of subdued. The hop bitterness is not overpowering. I was worried about that with doing the no chill.
I was scared to death because Columbus, again, is not something I drink often. A lot of people like it. That's great. But wow, the balance with the Cascade here and then the malts is ingenious.
Yeah. So I definitely think that and this is actually one of the, I don't know if it's like a signature series, but it's
from Morebeer, Heritage Brewing Company.
It's a Brewmaster series beer kit, and it's actually from Heretic Brewing, which is, I think it's Jamil Yusuf, I think is the guy's name. Famous homebrewer that turned pro. But it's actually a clone of the Heretic Brewing Company Shallow Grade Porter,
which is really yummy.
Yeah, and I think it's really, really good.
I mean the normal, the original.
To me, I wouldn't know it was an extract beer. I mean, it tastes like an all grain to me. So
this was so easy. This was so fun. Yes, I was nervous because I did this for my first time on live brewing. But anyway, it's so good. It's like, wow. I did this.
So yeah, if you're looking for a good porter that I think will turn out really good, and you're not into all grain, or if you are into all grain, you can get the all grain kit, or you can get
I like all grain. I might try that next.
Yeah, I mean, we do that one next and see if we can keep some of this back and compare it.
We can.
Yeah, I'll hide a bottle in the cellar somewhere and
no, hide it in like somewhere else, not the cellar.
But yeah, I think it's definitely a kit worth brewing. I would give it my thumbs up, and I think you would too. So this has been Brian.
I know, hide it by the tractor.
There we go.
Okay, and Kelly.
For Short Circuited Brewers.
Cheers.
We'll see you on the next video.
Okay, we gotta cheers and then look each other's eyes.